Looking to upgrade your media system at home? Well, watch Tech TV all this week and next for your chance to win a $100,000 tech makeover for your house with the coolest products around. To enter, you want to watch Tech TV anytime between 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. Look for our commercials with the Digital Digs Celebrity Clues. Once you see them, go to techtv.com, Digital Digs, or techtv.com/Digital Digs. Take the quiz to enter. The more quizzes you take, the more chances you have to win. So watch tonight and enter and win big and spend much money and scare your neighbors. Now, one of the best TiVo hacks out there, well, isn't really a hack. It's an upgrade. It's an official TiVo product. It could almost replace all the hacks Leo's done to his TiVo. It's called the TiVo Home Media Option, and our Tech TV Lab Director, Andrew Hahn, welcome to the Screensavers. Andrew is here to show it. Now,
good to see you.
We've been waiting to see this for a while. This is not just a Series 2 TiVo, but it's the Home Media Option.
That's right. That's right. There's been lots of hacks out there, but what people really wanted to do was they wanted to make this TiVo basically into a sort of a server for their content.
Right.
And that's what it does. It does basically 4 essential things to your TiVo Series 2, TiVo Series 2 only, by the way.
I was going to say, does that mean TiVo is now in direct competition with Microsoft over the attempt to control the home server?
Yes, that's pretty much true.
Oh, this is going to be a
Absolutely.
smackdown.
And Sony and a number of other people.
Everybody wants
to be a part of the home, right?
Server. Do you have a home server?
I do have a PC that's a home server. Yeah, it's got lots of great stuff on it. They do lots of fun things. But this is interesting. I have a TiVo, a first series TiVo, but I'm thinking about getting a TiVo Series 2 just because of this option. The reason is it's so easy to use. You don't have to hack everything. You don't have to mess with everything.
So music and photos, you can browse these off.
So 4 basic things. You have music. You can stream music. You can stream photos. You can share your content from box to box, and you can remotely schedule your TiVo from any browser on the web. So if you want to see a show in like an hour somebody just told you about, you go to the website, you log in, you can see your layout, and then you set it up.
Very cool. So basically it's like some of the software products that are out there.
Right, exactly. Well, let's look at music first of all. This is actually on my PC right here. So these are all the MP3 tracks. Now it doesn't play WMA.
So it's not really serving. It's actually playing stuff off of another
system.
system.
So I can just go down like you like Good Charlotte, right? So I just go down just like you would with a TiVo with content. And then you just hit play, and then bang, you got the screen that comes up. And
ID3 tag information.
Yeah.
So is it going to give me some crazy light show up here, or are they keeping it simple?
Not at all. That's the one of the big drawbacks is they should have slideshow.
One of the big pluses.
Well, I guess. I mean, if you don't want to see something. But me, I'd like to see slideshows. I'd like to see something, even maybe TV going somewhere around here. But this is all you get, right?
Can you at least do playlists off of this?
You can do playlists. You can set them up on your PC.
And then download them.
And then download them. Right, exactly. So everything on the PC side goes to... Right, so everything you have on your PC and on your Mac can be streamed to here, but you can't really manage much of it here.
Is there a folder that do I have to make everything like put in one folder on my PC for the TiVo to see it?
That's pretty much correct.
So I mean, if I have 90 gigabytes of MP3s, I'm going to have 180 because I'm going to have to copy them to a special file.
You'll need to make sure you manage on your PC really well if you want to use this option. Does that make sense?
It actually does.
Yeah.
It's just one of those moments where it's like, no, not again. So it also do you actually browse pictures through here and play those back?
Yeah, right. So let's look at pictures real quick. Pictures come up as thumbnails, which I think is really awesome. Now,
That's nice.
Here's my son, which, I got to show my kids. It was Father's Day yesterday, I mean, I love my kids.
I sense a Father's Day shot.
Yeah, there's a Father's Day shot. So you can play slideshow, which is cool. There's the boy. And you just go, there's me yesterday. So
you basically have 100 photos and just rotating them on the television.
Yeah, and then you could just go fast forward between shots. I mean, it's just like any kind of TiVo, bottom bar that you want to use.
That's pretty cool. If they're not facing the right way, you can actually rotate them.
Yeah, you can rotate them. Actually, this was not facing the right way, so I rotated it, and it shows up pretty well. It's a pretty good photo. Yeah.
There's a PC. They're mean.
No, he's a great kid. He's kind of evil,
It's pretty intense.
Got an evil look.
We got a Mac set up here and a PC up here. The software pretty much the same across the two, or?
No, not at all.
Really?
The PC side is a 7 megabyte download. The Mac side is a 700K download, less than a megabyte.
That's a lot
and there's a reason there. Yeah, the PC they did a lot of work, but it looks kind of kludgy. I mean, you can see the interface here that I have on the notebook. I don't know if you could take a scan out of that, but
we get that.
But the notebook, basically, there you go. You have basically it's a drag and drop kind of thing, right?
It's an ugly drag and drop.
It's really ugly.
No disrespect to TiVo.
No, not at all. I mean, they needed to get this done well, and it just looks like any kind of drag and drop window. On the Mac side, though, you just pretty much publish things in kind of sort of an iTunes fashion photos, music, whatever, and you start and stop. I mean, it's much easier.
So when you say publish things, you go out, you say, I want these MP3s to be available for my TiVo.
Exactly. You can publish your entire iTunes library or just specific discs in that library. It's pretty cool. I mean, on the Mac side, it's great.
It looks good. A little kludgy on the PC side.
A little bit. I mean, I think the having to download 8 megabytes or 7 megabytes is a bit of a hassle.
It's a pain. $64,000 question is, can I move my video files off of the TiVo and either play them on my Mac or PC or copy them?
Patrick. I knew you were going to ask me that question.
Well, I have to. Everybody out there wants to. Yeah,
you know, they can't do that. And it's too bad. I mean, you know what I want? I want a drive right on the front. Why doesn't somebody give me a DVD burner on the front of my TiVo? I've been asking for this for like 3 years.
Because they don't want to get sued out.
Right, of course. But I don't care about that. That's what I want, right? So most users, what they want to do is they want to send the content here and want to burn it. I'd love to be able to do that. Doesn't do that. But it does actually do something kind of neat. It will copy the content on this TiVo Series 2 box to another TiVo Series 2 box.
So you can sort of skip it around the house.
Yeah, you can. So you can just send it along, and as it sends, and it can do it over a wireless network, by the way, it'll start copying it. It's a little bit like the Real Player or anything you buffer. As it starts buffering, you can start and then play, and you know, it's pretty cool. It's almost immediate. You have to wait a few minutes for it to buffer.
It's $90. This is all sounding a little underwhelming.
$99, $100. Yeah, it is
now
a little bit
more underwhelming.
It's pretty underwhelming from that perspective. Every additional box is $49. Yeah, the price, that's, you know, it should have been a part of it. I pay $249 for a lifetime subscription, $300 for the box. I feel like I'm being robbed by these guys, you know.
For another $100.
Yeah, I mean, TiVo's like a religion, but I'm like paying like a Catholic, you know, it's terrible.
They're drawing you around by your nose. So, Case, interesting stuff, pretty pricey. I'm thinking some of the software solutions might be the way to go next.
Maybe. I mean, you know, it's you have a lot of PCs out there that can do a lot of this stuff. So
start thinking about it, folks. Tech TV Lab Director Andrew Hahn. Check out his full review of the TiVo Home Media option at thescreensavers.com and check out some of our links to some cool hacks. Don't go anywhere. You're going to miss Kevin show off the next generation USB 2.0 thumb drives and tell you if they're any faster. And still to come, Brett wants to buy RAM, but what qualifies? You know what? We're going to answer which sticks he wants to buy. 256, 512, does it performance differences? But you know what? We're going to skip straight to a super Windows tip from Sarah.
It is super indeed. Listen up. In XP Pro, here's how to encrypt a file to lock out snooping users. Right-click on whatever file you want to encrypt. Go to Properties, click the Advanced tab. Make sure Encrypt Contents to Secure Data is checked. Say OK twice. Then you have the option to either encrypt the file and the parent folder or just the file only, which we'll do today. Now, your top secret file is safe, or at least safer. We'll be right back.
It is my hair.
Leo's 1,000 miles away, but his voice continues to waft over the set. Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton. Coming up on this half hour, Kevin is going to show you what he hides in his pockets. Plus, Kevin's MP3s, another Kevin, are turning into executables. We're going to tell him what's going on.
And don't forget to register for this week's Screensavers LAN party powered by NVIDIA. The game is the new Wolfenstein demo, Enemy Territory. To aid in slaughtering Nazis, you can steal uniforms, build battlefield structures, and even gain special skills and abilities that continue through the entire campaign, but you gotta work as a team. So go to our website, click on Join Our LAN Party, and register for the links to download the game, and we'll see you this Thursday for the Screensavers LAN Party.
Very nice. Brett joins us on the phone from Jordan, New York. How you doing tonight, Brett?
What's up, Brett?
Not bad. How are you guys?
Very nice.
I'm looking to upgrade my computer, and they changed RAM, of course, so which would be the better purchase, 512 straight or a pair of 256s for DDR dual channeling?
In terms of performance, if you have the option of using 2 sticks and getting the dual channeling performance, get the 2.
You have an Inforce 2 chipset, or what type of chipset do you have?
Yep, I'm looking at the Asus A7 and 8X.
Yeah.
Okay, so he would definitely take advantage of that. Plus, it's going to be cheaper as well.
At least you hope.
But I would go with 2 512s. Why not have a gig?
Well, I've got Win98.
Maybe he's got a budget.
I know you got to play some games to go to the 1 gig.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Windows 98, unless you're editing huge videos or something, 512 megabytes is going to totally take care of you. Have you thought while you're doing the rest of this upgrade to bump up to XP, or are you happy with 98 and not going to touch it?
I'm happy with 98.
How
Some
fast
of the games I played, for some reason, they didn't like the 2000 I had, and I'm guessing since XP is based on 2000, that
Well,
Sounds like he's got some older games that he wants to play on there.
I mean, XP is a lot more compatible with a lot of games than 2000 ever was or ever will be. But you know what? You probably got it right. If it works, don't fix it, and definitely take advantage of the dual channel and go with the 2256. Okay, Brad?
Okay.
Check out Crucial.com too. That's one of my favorites for memory. What do you like for memory?
I like whatever's cheap and branded. So PriceWatch.com, computer sales at the local computer store, used memory at trade shows. I'm pretty much
go with the cheap stuff,
a scavenger. And you know what? It usually works pretty well.
See, I've had problems. I've had just the opposite. I've had lockups, things like that, just random problems with
Well, I always
cheap
try to
memory.
get some kind of branded memory. Like, make sure it's Kingston or Crucial or
Right.
Michigan or whatever it is, but I just try to buy it as cheaply as possible.
Cool.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Good question, Brett. Folks, we're going to kick it now to the real deal. This is, well, our need to force feed you our opinion on the latest tech ads.
Who better than us, though?
To have a qualified opinion. It's a scary concept. Something you're a huge fan of.
Yes, I'm a big fan of this. You see $30 speakers, you think trash, you think garbage. I love these speakers. I have them at home. I paid $30 for mine as well.
Is this a set of Logitech speakers?
This is Logitech. It's a 3-speaker set.
No, that's 2.1.
Yeah, that's 2.1. It looks like
satellites
junk,
and
and
a
you think
subwoofer.
$30 it's going to be junk, but these actually sound really good.
You use them for gaming, you use them for music.
I use them for gaming and music. I have a small little room in my apartment. It's not that big, so it fills the room just fine. It's great for all different styles of music, and it works great in my games. I think $30, if you're in need of a new speaker set, this is definitely the way to go.
Pretty good price.
Can't beat it.
Check out a new one. This is a little funny. Have you seen these yet? 5.8 gigahertz digital spread spectrum cordless
have.
phones. Yeah, we never actually. This is something I didn't start seeing until the last week or two. But 5.8 gigahertz is another spectrum of bandwidth. So rather than 900 or 2.4, they're jumping it up to a higher state. We're waiting to get some of these into tests. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not people are having problems with them at home, right? Because in theory, right, the higher the frequency gets, the more trouble it's going to have penetrating brick walls.
Right, my 900
small
megahertz
children
phone
and-
still goes further than my 2.4 gigahertz
Right.
phone.
Which either one sound clear to you, or do they both sound awful?
Actually, the 2.4 does sound a little crisper, but it doesn't go as far as 900 megahertz. So.
All right, we're going to try to get some of those in, test them, and
Yeah,
see
we gotta
what
test those out.
we think of them. And if we talk too fast, or if you want to get a better look at the ads we spoke about too swiftly, you'll find it all shortly at thescreensavers.com.
Stay where you are right now because Kevin has MP3s that are turning into executable files. Another Kevin. But next, check out my roundup of the Gen 2 thumb drives, all the next generation thumb drives, when the Screensavers comes back.
Seems like every geek but me has one these days. I'm talking about USB thumb drives, little tiny, well, there's a whole bunch of them up here, pocket-sized devices. They plug into a USB port. They can hold up to 2 gigabytes of data. Can we see how tiny these are? Do we have like a house key or something to hold up for comparison?
I got some keys. Hold up. Let me pull this out.
I mean, so are any of these over a gigabyte?
These are not.
Okay, I feel better.
What I wanted to do is they had the 2 gigabyte models out, but I wanted to stick with the low-end ones, something that I'd actually go out and buy.
Right, because the 2 gigabyte ones are
They're like 600
really
bucks
expensive.
or whatever. I'm not going to spend that much money.
So what's new about this particular selection of USB drives?
Well, we've seen the roundups before. We've seen the stats, the benchmarks, all that stuff. I wanted to stay away from all the charts and graphs, and I wanted to give us just some low-down, would you buy it type advice when it comes to these USB drives. Now, these are version 2.0 drives. Actually, a couple of them are. This one is here, and this one is here.
When you say version 2.0, are you talking about USB 2.0?
USB 2.0,
Okay.
yes. So in theory, they're supposed to be faster than the 1.1.
It's got a bigger pipe to the computer.
That's not true. They're not faster.
They're still filling them with a Dixie cup.
Exactly. I mean, the memory is still slow, so you're not going to see any performance increase. You get a few seconds, but not a whole lot.
So when you say a few seconds, are we talking a few seconds out of 30 seconds or a few seconds out of 10 minutes?
I was drag and dropping a 100 megabyte file to and from these devices, and I would see about a 10-second difference.
Okay.
So, it depends on how much you want to wait, but it's not that big a deal to me.
So basically, is there any price, is they costing that much more for USB 2.0?
No, they're pretty much the same as the old 1.1s. But what I do want to show you is whether they can actually stand up to what we would put them through on a daily basis, which means banging them up and just tossing them around.
You have that one knife you clip into your pocket and it's all ripped and sawn off from running into drawers. That thing's, look at it's beat up.
It is beat up. It's got scrapes and nicks all over it and stuff like that.
Which is exactly where most people I know have those, they clip them onto their pocket like that.
Exactly. And there was one drive. Let me show you all the drives here. Let's go through the lineup here.
Okay, so
this is the Sony version 2.0, the new drive from Sony.
The Micro Vault.
The Micro Vault. I can tilt that one up right there. That's the Micro Vault version 2.0. This is the iOmega drive right next to it here.
The USB drive Extreme.
The iOmega mini drive right there. And then this is the Extreme right here. This is the Extreme one. This is a little fatty here. Look how thick that one is. That's a pretty thick little drive.
How big is that drive?
That's a 512.
That's a lot of memory.
And then this is the USB 1.1 here. This is the, look how tiny that one is. I mean, that thing's super small. And then finally, the last one, which is the Trek. Now, this one is actually the biometric drive that actually you can put your thumb on there, and that will scan your thumbprint to let you in the drive.
So basically, if you lose that, if somebody doesn't cut your thumb off, they're not getting into there.
Well, you can also have, if it doesn't read their thumb, it's going to ask you for a password that you type in, and they'll let you in the drive. Okay. Well, let's talk about the durability. The first thing is that this Sony drive, feel that.
That's a little flimsy.
That doesn't sound good. If we sat on something like that, or sat down, or had it in your pocket, oh, you just broke it.
Sorry.
And it's broken. There we go. That's not going back to Sony. So
how much was that?
Okay, that was a couple $100.
Wow.
And throw that in the back.
I'm so excited about my new purchase.
There we go. Okay. Next drive, the iOmega. Now this one here it's a little more hardcore. It's got, I mean, you can't really.
Burley.
Here, I'll let you break that one.
Let me break this. No.
That's not too bad, is it?
No, this is much more solid.
I carried this around for a couple weeks, and one thing I liked about this, I brought a pair of pants with me, is check this out. Clip this on here, and this actually, I mean, that is a nice snug.
It holds on.
It holds on. One of the most important things I want to know is which device can I clip on me and not lose?
That's
the last thing I want to do is have all my data on here, and then I just lose it.
God help you if you ever get mugged, by the way.
Yes. that would suck. So the next drive I have here, check this out, is the USB Extreme. This is the Extreme drive here. This is a really cool drive because you can drop it in here, and check this out. You can drench it with as much water as you want because it's waterproof.
That's a big plus.
Completely waterproof USB thumb drive.
In case you're out not getting mugged in your pants and you get thrown into a river.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you need it to be waterproof? I have no idea.
No, okay, as many times as we've managed to spill, I've managed to spill.
Dr. Pepper all over you.
Coca-Cola, or on the table or in the lab here. Is the little one also waterproof?
The little one is not waterproof. Keep it away from the water, Pat. We're not going to put that one near it. The little one is not waterproof, but it also has a very rugged case. One thing I really like about these USB drives is these, I mean, feel that. It's very rubberized. You could drop that from 20 feet and not worry about breaking it.
That actually is really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Do you ever see anybody actually using these as a keychain? You can see the little keychain.
This is the only one I actually would use as a keychain because it's so small. If you hold it next to my keys, take a look at how that would fit in your pocket. It would just be perfect. It would go right on the keychain there and not interfere with anything. The other drive that I like is this one right here, the iOmega, because it can actually clip on your pocket. You don't have to attach it to any keychain. And it also has an adapter that clips on the end here if you want to put it to a keychain.
So I'm thinking your picks then,
these two drives right here. The iOmega mini drive and the USB 1.1. This one here that we talked about earlier, the Secure, look at this clip right here. Check this out. See that? I mean, it's so flimsy. It's just a piece of plastic. I mean, it sounds cool in theory. I like the little thumb thing.
It's like a dog trainer.
But yeah, but it's just not. It's not cutting it. So these are the two drives. If you're actually going to go out and buy them, these are the ones I would recommend for sure.
Do you know how much?
I don't have the prices, which would have been a good thing for this segment. I should have had the prices.
But I bet the prices are up on the website.
They're not that expensive. They are on the website in the article, along with the complete review.
Where you can find out how much that Sony drive I'm going to have to pay for.
Yeah.
Cost. Links to the manufacturers, all that good stuff at thescreensavers.com. On that bright and cheerful note, as I decimate my bank account once again, let's check in with the fine folks over at Tech Live to see just what's coming up tonight.
I'll tell you what, guys, you may look at me and say, no, there's a classy guy, but don't do that too fast.
Chris
Some
Leary?
Stories, yes, Patrick.
You are a classy guy.
Well, wait a second. Wait.
You've got a shirt with a collar, just like him. You got to be classy.
Oh, yeah.
He tucks it in,
It stops right there. My class pretty much stops right there. But listen to this. Some stories are kind of just strange to pass up. In fact, too strange to pass up. We're going to bring you one of those right, in fact, tonight. Listen to this. Take your ordinary, everyday urinal, necessary, not very exciting, but now imagine a game you can enjoy while you're doing your business. A creative grad student has a way for you to interact with John. It's a contest where the name of the game is AIM. We're going to bring that story tonight on Tech Live, and you'll be relieved to know that, well, we're bringing you such stories like this, and I'm sure you appreciate that.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I got this. There's a children and or adult plastic collectible toy that involves making people stink, and you said bathrooms.
Yes, absolutely. See, there's where I have no idea what you just saw there, but you're listening to me. You're not watching. It's that I come from radio.
We were listening and watching. We were scared, Chris.
Yeah, well, whatever you were watching there, well, God bless him. So, but the most important thing is it's a urinal, and you can make a game out of it, and you'll see actually the real story tonight. So
that's what's coming up on Tech Live right after this show, Chris.
Exactly. Thanks, guys.
You're a strong man. Still to come. Find out, along with our next caller, Kevin, who's not this Kevin, why his MP3s are turning into executable files. But first, Sarah is going to give us another wicked cool web tip. No, a Windows.
Wicked, yeah. Earlier in the show, I showed you how to encrypt a file in XP Pro. But if you want to add another user to the encryption certificate, and you might, so they can view it, it's the same process as we did before. I'm right-clicking on my file, Properties, Advanced tab, but this time I'm going to click Details. And I want to add another user. And it's going to hang for a second, and I'll add my friend Dummy, because he's good, and he should be reading my stuff. And now Dummy can now read my encrypted certificate. We'll be right back after these important and very loud messages.
I just wanted to thank Pat for showing us the inside of a USB 2.0 drive from Sony. Take a look at this here. This is the actual inside of the broken device. That's going to run Pat about $200. Thanks, Pat.
Hey, glad to be of assistance. Although I think it looks a lot cooler without the plastic cover.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Kevin, not
Yes.
this Kevin, joins us on the phone from Brooklyn, New York. How you doing, Kevin?
Not too bad, guys. Not too bad.
What's up, K-Dog? We can call other Kevins.
K-Dog?
Sure.
How do you feel about that, Kevin?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, see, yeah.
What part of Brooklyn are you from, Kevin?
No, I see.
Don't pull his chain, man. You got a question about MP3s?
Yeah, I'm using my MP3s on my playlist, and I was just about to listen to a few of them not too long ago, and it wouldn't play. It said EXE on it.
Ooh, the playlist at EXE, or all of the MP3s in the playlist?
About a few of my songs, about a handful.
Do you, by any chance, use Outlook?
Yes, I do.
Do you run antivirus software?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, have you scanned it recently, your system recently?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because what it sounds like, let me click this up here, is it sounded like a worm from a ways back, and a Win32 worm, and spreads using Microsoft Outlook.
I've heard about this. So what this is doing is converting his MP3s to EXE so it can execute them and spread the virus, right?
Exactly. But what's really interesting, yeah, basically, and it's really annoying because it'll copy the original file name, it'll make the original MP3 invisible, but it'll take the file name and make it an executable, which basically means it hid a bunch of the MP3s in your system. Because basically you can't play any of these EXE music files, right, Kevin?
No.
Okay. Have you just out of curiosity, have you picked one of them and copied it to your desktop and changed the EXE to MP3?
No, I haven't. No.
It's probably worth doing that. You may get lucky. It may not be a virus. It may be by some strange act of evil. Some of them got renamed to an executable file. And a quick way to find out if something has the wrong extension is to type what you think the right extension is for it instead. So basically, like, rename it, erase .exe,
.exe, and then rename it .mp3.
.mp3, and then see if it'll play. If it'll play, then, well, for some reason some of your MP3s got renamed. If it won't play, it probably got smirched by a virus. And the virus name, if I can scroll up here, the one I'm looking at here is the Windows 32 Amoeba-A. And there may be other viruses that are doing this, because a lot of the viruses that spread through Outlook are looking, they do similar things sometimes. I would do a search for this on the website for your antivirus manufacturer and see if they have a fix for it.
Go run the automatic update as well. You definitely want to do that. Get your virus definitions all up to date, whether it be McAfee or Norton. I'm not sure what you're running, but you will definitely want to get your definitions to the latest. Yeah,
well, one of the really kind of a bummer thing is there is a chance that maybe the virus was found and it was fixed after it changed some of these files, and you may just have to recreate or re-download the files. Okay, Kevin?
Okay, no problem.
All right, man. Good luck.
Anyway.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Coming up next, stay put as we check our inbox for some finer viewer email.
And that's final viewer email.
Finer. That's all coming up in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 50.
Be sure to catch tomorrow's show, because you're going to meet the man behind Craigslist, Craigslist.org. Craig Newmark will tell us, well, he's going to tell us what he's planning to do next. Plus, get in on our digital digs. Our very own Kevin and Dan hack, share, swap, mod, and grow strange fungi at home. And Sarah helps XP users understand the meaning of life with the download of the day. All coming up on tomorrow's well-balanced and highly nutritious show. New toy. You like that?
Yeah, where'd you get this from?
I remember the guy who had the remote control Toyota Corolla we did? The guy who crashed it?
Yeah.
It was like the RC car. Well, that's actually Curtis Guys and his partner Klaus and the new Desert People racing video is on. So this is a horrible, horrible act of me pretending to be Leo, saying buy their video at desertpeople.com. Desert with a Z. Big, scary racing truck. There it is. Yay.
Cool.
That's it. Well, should we get a question?
Some emails?
What's with the sunglasses?
What sunglasses? Bo wants to know, is it okay to format USB flash drives, and if possible, can it be restored in case of accidental formatting?
That's a good question. I mean, you can format them, no problem. I format them all the time.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, definitely, to get the stuff off there. But as far as recovering that stuff...
It's kind of like recovering a floppy disk. In theory, it's possible, but you may not have the ingredients at home to do it. And you know what? If anybody out there says, hey, I can restore any flash media, do us a favor and kick us an email and let us know how you do it.
I should do that as a dark tip. I should go out on eBay, buy a bunch of flash memory cards, and then let's see what kind of pictures we can get off them by restoring what people formatted.
It's a really scary concept.
Sounds like fun.
Next question.
Okay, this one's a little bit, crazier. Hayden from beautiful Trinidad and Tobago, where I would like to be right now, has a Canon ZR65 DV camcorder. He wants to make movies at home. He has a DVD-ROM drive and a CDRW drive. His question is, does he need a DVD-RW to record his edited movies, or can he just use his CDRW and record it to VCD?
Yes, yes, and yes. Here's the
yay.
thing. Okay, VCD is designed to be burned on the CD-ROMs, right? You get lower compression because you only have 650, 750 megabytes of data, so you squeeze all your video into a little tiny chunk of space. You get, 4.5 gigabytes on a DVD disc. You get a huge amount of space, which means you compress your video less and the quality is much, much higher. So yes, you need a DVD burner to burn DVDs, and yes, you can burn your video to CDR. The VCD is not going to look good.
Do SVCDs, though. SVDs, a little better quality.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's it for this edition of the Screensavers.
I'm Patrick Norton.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Thanks for joining us, and we'd like to thank our guests, Joey Newware, Ejovi Newware, and Tech TV's Andrew Hahn. I'm always messing up the name.
Sorry, Jovi. And for the rest of you, have a good night.